This is the question asked in today's SkillTrack daily challenge. So in the first line we have an integer which represents n. So here n is equal to 6 and then we are given an array of 6 integers. So now in this array we have to extract all the integers which has either 3 or 4 digits. So let us check each and every integer. The first integer is 34. It has only 2 digits, so it is not valid. And then the next integer is 124. It has 3 digits, so it is valid. So I am highlighting the valid integers in red color. And then the third integer is 4, so it has only 1 digit, so it is not valid. And then the fourth integer is 3400, so it has 4 digits, so it is valid. And then the fifth integer also has 4 digits, so again it is valid. And then the sixth integer has 3 digits, so again it is also a valid integer. So out of 6 integers we are able to find 4 valid integers. That is, we are able to find 4 integers which has either 3 or 4 digits. So our task is to implement this function named get 3 or 4 digits. So this function will be accepting an integer named size and an integer array. So we have to extract all the valid integers from the array and we have to return an array of valid integers. So this is how we should be defining this function named get 3 or 4 digits. And once when we return the valid array, the code is already written in the main function to iterate through the array and print the output. So we will be printing all the valid integers. So our task is only to extract the valid integers and return an array of valid integers, which we should be implementing in get 3 or 4 digits. Now let us see our sample input 2. So here n is equal to 5. So we have an array of 5 integers and now we have to check every integer. So the first integer 12 is not valid, and then the second integer 57 is not valid, and then 1 is not valid, 58 is not valid, and then 19087 it is also not valid. So all the 5 integers in the given array is not valid. So none of the integers has either 3 or 4 digits. So all the integers are not valid. So now our new array will be empty. So we should not return an empty array. So whenever we are not able to find even a single valid integer, we have to return an array which contains -1. So in our output we can see that the output array contains only one integer and the value is -1. So this is how we should be returning the output. If we aren't able to find even a single valid integer, then we have to return an array with -1. Now let us see how we will be implementing this function. So in this function, our task is to return the structure pointer. So the name of the structure is bounded array. So from the given array, we have to extract all the valid integers and we have to store it in the structure variable, and we have to return the pointer to that structure variable. So let us see how we will be solving it. So first I am creating another function named has 3 or 4 digits. So this function accepts an integer in its arguments and it returns 1 if the integer has 3 or 4 digits, else it returns 0. So to implement a logic for that, first we have to create a counter variable and set it to 0. And then we have to create a while loop that iterates until n becomes equal to 0. And in every iteration we will be dividing n by 10, and simultaneously we will also be incrementing the counter variable. So finally, after the execution of the loop, if the counter is equal to 3 or the counter is equal to 4, then we have to return 1, else we have to return 0. So when we implement a logic like this, we will be able to check whether the integer has 3 or 4 digits. So now let us see how we will be implementing this function get 3 or 4 digits. So this function should return a pointer to the structure named bounded array, and this function accepts an integer named size and an array of integers named ARR. So first our task is to extract all the valid integers from this array ARR, which is of size. So to store the valid integers, I am creating another array named new ARR of size 1001. And then I am creating another integer named k and I am setting it to 0. So this k is nothing but the length of new ARR. So initially we don't have any integers in the new array. So now I am going to create a loop and iterate through the array ARR. So the loop starts from 0 and iterates till I less than size. And in every iteration we will be checking whether the current integer of ARRI has 3 or 4 digits. If it has 3 or 4 digits, then we are going to store it into the new array. So in every iteration of this loop, we will be making use of the function named has 3 or 4 digits, which we have already defined above. So in the arguments we will be passing arri, and if the integer arri has 3 or 4 digits, then the function will return 1. So whenever the function returns 1, then we will be storing the particular integer arri into the new array. So we should be setting condition like new array of k++ is equal to arri. So finally, after the execution of the loop, all the valid integers, that is all the integers which has 3 or 4 digits, will now be present in the new array, and the size of the new array will be k. But if all the integers are not valid, then the new array will be empty and the value of k will be equal to 0. So whenever k is equal to 0, it means that all the integers are not valid. So in those cases, as per the condition given in the question, we should be returning an array which contains -1, because we should not return an empty array. So whenever k is equal to 0, we are going to set new array of k++ is equal to -1. So what happens is, at the index 0 we will be storing -1, and since now our array has one integer, the value of k will also be updated to 1. So this is how we will be storing the integers into the new array. So now we have the array, but now we should return only a structure. So I am creating a variable to the structure named bounded array. So the name of the variable is barr, but this function is expected only to return a pointer. So I am also creating a pointer to the structure. So for the structure named bounded array, I am creating another pointer named *ptr, and then now we have to link both ptr and barr. So I am setting ptr is equal to address of barr. So now whatever the changes we are going to make in barr is automatically going to reflect in ptr. So we have linked both of the variables. So now we have to store the new array and value of k into the structure variable. So the structure variable is barr, and it has two more variables in it, an integer array and an integer named size. So I'm accessing the array using dot operator. So barr dot arr is equal to new array. So our new array is now stored into the variable of structure, and again we have to store the size into it. So barr dot size is equal to k. So now we have stored the value into the structure variable, and the changes which we have made will be automatically reflected in the ptr. So in the return statement, we are going to return ptr, and we will be returning the integers which were present in the new array, which is the required output. So the code for that is already implemented in the main function. So after returning ptr, our task is over. So now we have successfully implemented the function named get 3 or 4 digits. So this is the logic. Thank you for watching.